thought I'd do a video about something I learned a little while ago. Um, so it turns out I'm on the autistic spectrum. Uh, Technical term is neurodivergent. Just means my brain doesn't work quite the same as most other people's. Now, I've been watching a lot of videos and learning a lot about autism and not learning a lot about myself simply because I've been living this for a very long time. Um, but I react differently to certain things, and there's so many of the behaviors that I didn't understand, and a lot of them growing up, and a lot of these people were diagnosed as adults, and they're, what would it have been like if I'd been diagnosed as a child? Some of them is wishing. Me, I don't know. I learned to cope. I learned what's called masking, where I have, and when I was a kid, I quite literally, I imagined this little light switch in the back of my head that I would click on for my public persona. Obviously, I'm high functioning. I can speak. I can earn a living, so on. But I'm sure people who know me know I'm a little odd by their standards at any rate. Um, and I honestly don't know if it would have helped or not. If I'd been catered to and treated differently, I think I might have ended up less able to cope, as well as I'm able to cope with anything, with the outside world. Uh, Watch a video, and a movie, and it's a fun movie. I enjoyed it. And it's The Accountant with Ben Affleck, and he is severely autistic, but he's an accountant. I'm a bookkeeper. He's like really good with weapons and martial arts. So yeah, pretend like I was like the expanded version of me. Just kidding around about that. But yeah, in the movie, his dad, they talk about how Ben's character is not able to handle stimulus very well. It overstimulates. And so his dad said, well, he doesn't need less stimulus, he needs more stimulus. And so he um, basically inoculates himself against stimulus, lights and sounds and all this other stuff. I'm fortunate that it's not too bad for me, but it does get to me. And a lot of the stuff, fortunately, I'm intelligent enough, I can recognize what I need to do to suppress a lot of these natural reactions. And it's not that I'm antisocial, but social situations are very difficult for me. So, for example, making eye contact. I'm looking at the camera right now. I mean, but in person, I have a tendency not to make eye contact with people. And it's not that I'm being rude or dismissive or anything like that. It's just, it's not natural to me, even though it's natural just about everybody else on the planet. I have to consciously think about making eye contact, and then how much is too much. I mean, most people have a natural, look away, whatever, Me, I have to consciously do this the whole time. So I'm thinking about this the whole time. I'm thinking about my reactions. I'm thinking about small talk. Now I've got a lifetime of masking behind me now to where I can do a lot of this stuff reflexively, but it's not natural to me. The info dumps. Oh my God. Your special interests in info dumps. I still have to be very careful about that because I am very enthusiastic about my special interests. Not everybody is, even people who are interested in special interests. And in the info dumps, I want to get everything out of my brain at once. And it's like, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's got a little bit at a time, or what's appropriate at the time. But this is not natural to me. I have to think about this, and I have to remember to do it. And I don't always, but it can make things a little tougher. But putting a name to it, and recognizing the behaviors that I tend to take part in, the stimming, the masking, info dumps, the distractions, the eye contact. I mean, there's reading facial expressions, making facial expressions. They don't come naturally to me. And so any kind of social situation becomes extraordinarily draining for me because I'm having to think my way through. I sort of equate it to if you had to, you get up and walk across the room. It's not a big deal. What if you had to get up and describe every muscle's movement as you walked? And, try it out loud. I have to, the quadriceps femoris, I have to do, the quadriceps, the biceps femoris, and then the left foot, I must advance by using these muscles. Imagine how tiring that would be just getting across a room. And that's how I equate many of my social interactions. Not that I don't like them, but they are very draining for me because they take an awful lot of concentration and self-awareness. I can't just do stuff naturally. I have to pay attention. I'm talking too much. I'm, I need things again that would just seem to be natural to me. Not good. One of the things I learned, for example, if somebody is telling me about something bad that's happened to them, and I have trouble expressing sympathy correctly, and it should be, oh, that's terrible. I can't understand how that would be. I want to offer, well, here's how you can fix this. Or, oh, I do understand because here's the nearly identical situation I was in. That's not helpful, but that's naturally what I want to do. What's helpful is just to listen, just to be sympathetic, and to let them be, the center of attention for right now. And again, this is something I have to think about. But yeah, and I don't. Is it a disability? Yeah, it is. It really is. For certain things, it's not a problem, but networking and social interactions are so important to neurotypicals and for day-to-day stuff, business, everything. It does make it harder for me, but I don't think the world needs to revolve around me. So many people playing this victim thing, oh, well, I've got anxiety. Well, suck it up, Buttercup. That grizzly bear that's on your ass don't give a shit that you got anxiety, all right? You'd better run. So much of these victim things, well, it's okay if mommy and daddy are right there to take care of you. But when you're out in the real world, the universe doesn't care. And so being able to deal with the universe as it is versus how I wish it were. Same thing, social situations. I'm in the minority. And so for such a long time, I didn't understand that I was in the minority. I thought everybody thought the same way I did. I thought everybody was going through the same things I was. And I didn't understand that, no, most people are not. Now, there's been a huge increase in autism in recent years. And I don't know if it's environmental or, medical or genetic or what's going on with it. And I think a lot of people are maybe not truly autistic. It was like the ADHD thing and some of this stuff. Some of it is very real, but a lot of it is just, like the ADHD. Well, this is just people as children were never told to sit still. Sit still. Be quiet. The adults are talking. I mean, this was learned behavior for everybody back in the day. And it was just harder for some than others. But yeah, so those of you who know me and think I'm kind of an odd duck, well, yeah, I am. And some of my behaviors are not typical, not neurotypical, but I just thought I'd let people know a little bit. And like I said, I've been learning a lot online. It helps me understand my behaviors a little bit. It helps me not so much control them, but at least sort of see when they're coming on. And it's kind of comforting to know that there's kind of a reason behind it. Anyway, but yeah, one of the YouTube channels I watch a lot is Orion Kelly, and he does a lot of videos, and he's perhaps more further on the spectrum than I am, but he functions well. But his videos have been very helpful for me.